What if I told you Real Madrid might sack a coach they actually like, replace him with someone they're not even talking to, and possibly wait for a man who hasn't even said he wants the job? Confused? Good. Because that's exactly what's happening right now inside the most powerful club in world football. This isn't just another managerial rumor cycle. This is Real Madrid, a club where winning isn't enough, and liking you still doesn't save your job. And at the center of this storm, a surprising name, Álvaro Arbeloa. Let's start with the strangest part of this story. Real Madrid like Álvaro Arbeloa. Not just a little, reports say the club deeply appreciates his attitude, his leadership, and especially his trust in young players. That matters. Madrid has been quietly transitioning toward a new generation, and Arbeloa fits that vision perfectly. Even more interesting, his tactical performances against Bayern Munich and Manchester City, two of the most dominant teams in Europe, were reportedly well received internally. That's not small praise. So what's the problem? 0 titles. Real Madrid, that's not a minor detail. That's everything. This creates a paradox. Coach the club respects. Project that shows promise. Performances that impressed internally. But no trophies. And at Madrid, no trophies equals one thing: uncertainty. His departure is now a real possibility. Now here's where things get even more intense. Real Madrid aren't just looking for any replacement. They want a very specific type of coach. Experienced. Proven at the international level. And most importantly, capable of handling egos. Let's pause there. Handling egos at Real Madrid isn't just a requirement, it's survival. This is a dressing room filled with global superstars, Ballon d'Or contenders, and players who expect to win everything. Managing tactics is one thing, managing personalities is another game entirely. So the message from the club is clear. They don't just want a coach. They want a leader of giants. And then, one name enters the conversation that immediately changes the temperature. José Mourinho. Yes, that Mourinho. Reports say he would love to return to Real Madrid. And honestly, it makes sense. He knows the club. He understands the pressure. And more importantly, he thrives in chaos. But here's the twist. There are currently no talks. So we have a manager who wants the job, and a club that hasn't even picked up the phone. That tells us something important. Mourinho may be ready, but Madrid aren't convinced. Or maybe they're waiting. Now let's talk about the most fascinating name on this list. Jürgen Klopp. Real Madrid are reportedly big fans of him. But they're doing something very unusual. They're waiting for him to make the first move. Think about that. Real Madrid, the club that usually dictates the market, is waiting. Why? Because they're not even sure Klopp wants to return to coaching yet. And until they have that confirmation, they won't act. This creates a strange power dynamic. Madrid want Klopp. Klopp is silent. And nothing happens until he speaks. It's like a chess game where one player refuses to move. Another name briefly entered the chaos: Didier Deschamps. A World Cup winning coach. Calm. Experienced. Proven. On paper, he fits perfectly. But his entourage has already shut it down. They've denied the rumors completely. So just like that, one of the most logical options disappears. Now here's where things get more strategic. Two names that have been on Madrid's radar for a long time. Allegri, Mauricio Pochettino. This isn't a sudden reaction. This is long-term admiration. Allegri brings discipline, structure, and experience in high-pressure environments. Pochettino brings intensity, development, and a modern tactical approach. Both fit the experienced and elite profile. But neither feels like a perfect Madrid choice. And that's the problem. Every option has strengths but also risks. So now we arrive at the real question. Should Álvaro Arbeloa stay at Real Madrid? Let's break it down. Yes, because he's trusted internally. He develops young players. He's shown promise against elite teams. And oh, because this is Real Madrid, trophies are non-negotiable. Potential is never enough. And that's the brutal truth. Real Madrid, you don't get time. You get results. So what would you do? Stick with a promising project or gamble on a proven name? 'Cause one thing is certain. Whatever decision Madrid makes next won't just define a season. Could define an era. Drop your answer below. Should Arbeloa stay or go? And if he leaves, who replaces him? 'Cause right now, even Real Madrid might not know the answer. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into football's biggest stories.